1972, EMD began production of the 16-cylinder non-turbocharged 2,000 horsepower engine. Unlike the GP38's engine, which drove a generator to supply power to the traction motors, the GP38-2's prime mover drove an alternator, which produced AC electrical current that was then rectified to DC to power the 4 traction motors. Another major change for the GP38-2 was the introduction of the -2 modular electric cabinet. For more than 40 years, the GP38-2 has worked mainline freights, locals, switching jobs, yard service, helpers, snow fighting trains, and even hump power, with many of these locomotives still remaining in service today. For March 2025, Athearn is excited to announce a new run of the Athearn Genesis HO scale EMD GP38-2 locomotive. For this run, we're offering the following roads. CPKC. CPKC number 4412 is one of the first units that has been repainted into the new Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited paint scheme. It was originally built by EMD in October of 1976 for the Soo line and retained its original number when it became part of the CP rail system. So far, as of January 2025, only 2 EMD road switcher units have been painted in the new scheme, but more are to follow. Details for this particular model include former Soo line locomotive, mid-production body with corrugated grills and standard fans, 3,600-gallon fuel tank, Stratolite beacon, Blomberg M trucks, 3-chime horn, and flush standard exhaust stacks. Genesee and Wyoming. The Ohio Central is part of the Genesee and Wyoming family, and 2014 is one of the first units to wear G&W's new anniversary paint scheme. It was originally built by EMD in 1973 for the Atlanta and St. Andrews Bay Railroad. This model will feature such details as early Phase 1 body with wire grills, front and rear ditch lights, 3-chime horn on bracket, narrow spaced radiator fans, and no dynamic brakes. '80s Santa Fe. Santa Fe's GP38-2 numbers 2371 and 2372 were originally purchased by Toledo, Peoria, and Western from EMD in May of 1977 in a group of 11 units. When they joined the Santa Fe fleet, they were initially numbered in the 3561 series. Within a year or so, they were renumbered into the 2370 series, 6 of which received the ill-fated Kodachrome SPSF paint scheme. Likewise, number 2377 was originally purchased also by the Toledo, Peoria, and Western from EMD in May of 1977 in a group of 11 units. When it joined the Santa Fe fleet, it was initially numbered 3568 in the 3561 series. Within a year or so, they were renumbered into the 2370 series. These 1980-era Santa Fe models will feature former TP&W locomotives, Phase 2 body with corrugated radiator grills and closely spaced radiator fans, Leslie 3-chime horn, and no dynamic brakes. Buckingham Branch. Unit numbers 15 and 17 are 1973 built GP38-2s, and they began life as high hood units for the Southern Railway. Eventually, they became part of the Norfolk Southern fleet. Buckingham Branch bought them and converted these units to low hood units as seen here. These models will feature such details as former Norfolk Southern and Southern units, Phase 1A body with wire radiator grills, front and rear ditch lights, 5-chime horn mounted on the rear, dynamic brakes, and closely spaced radiator fans. Family line system, Louisville and Nashville. These three GP38-2s were built for the Louisville and Nashville by EMD in 1972 for general freight service. The L&N would become part of the family line system during the 1970s, and these models represent their appearance during their time working for that system. Road numbers 4051 and 4056 feature a Phase 1 body with wire radiator grills and widely spaced radiator fans. Meanwhile, road number 4086 features a Phase 1 body with wire radiator grills and closely spaced radiator fans. All three models will feature the following details: Athearn P3 horns, dynamic brakes, and upper gyrolight in number board housing. Penn Central. In the summer of 1972, Penn Central began assembling its fleet of 223 GP38-2s with a delivery of numbers 7940 through 8039. This fleet of units was used system-wide in virtually every type of freight service and would go on to serve as an important part of Conrail's locomotive fleet. Locomotive numbers 7977 and 8007 will feature Phase 1A body with wire radiator grills with closely spaced radiator fans, Leslie 3-chime horns, dynamic brakes, and front and rear snow plows. DCC ready models feature 21-pin connector. DCC and sound equipped models will feature an onboard DCC decoder with Tsunami 2 sound. For a complete list of features, please select the link in the video description below. Pre-order the Athearn Genesis GP38-2 models through your Athearn dealer by Friday, March 28th.